Hello, hello. Let me turn the sound down on this. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Hello, hello. Welcome to Back Talk Live with Conservative Mama. I'm going to use that voice the entire show. See if you guys stay tuned. Back Talk Live with Conservative Mom. Please stop talking. Okay, welcome, everyone. Hello. Hello. Who do we have here? Who's here? Who's joined us? How's it going? What's new? What's happening? What's not happening? I want to hear from you. Let's see here. I've got Jesse on Periscope. What's going on? Facebook. Hello, guys. It's been a while. I missed you. I was on a little bit of a hiatus, but now I'm back. I'm back. So what's going on? What's happening? What's happening? Okay, here we go. I just want to welcome you guys to the show. Today we have a special guest. I'm excited, but that's in a few minutes. First, we're going to hit some hot topics. Gosh, what's happening in the news, guys? We've got National Guard heading down to the border. Thank God, finally. Securing the border, which is important. And before the haters come on here and tell me, Trump shouldn't send the National Guard. Well, Obama did it in 2010. Bush did it in 2006. I mean, it happens, okay? So this needs to happen. And I would also say a president's number one job is to secure the border. It's to protect American people. And that's securing the border. If you're a president and you don't put your people first, then you're not doing your number one job. And that's the number one job. That's what he's supposed to be doing. And so it's very refreshing to have him securing our border, protecting Americans, putting Americans first. I mean, the man keeps fulfilling the promises that he made to us on the campaign trail. And Congress has not been able to help us at all with the wall. At this point, I'm honestly wondering if we could form a PAC. I would like a political action committee formed to fund this wall. And I bet you we could get a lot of Americans to donate. I kind of did the math and I was thinking if we could get each person that voted for Trump to throw in $100, which is kind of high, I know, throw in $100, we could get right around 7 billion. Okay. And then maybe Congress could help us with the other half and we could get this wall built. It's just a thought. Think it over. Let me know. Yes or no on the PAC for the wall. I mean, it's just, at this point, we can't depend on Congress anymore. It has to be us, we the people. So, but the whole southern border became a hot topic again because there was this BuzzFeed put out some news article about a Honduran caravan, about 1,500 people caravanning up through Central America into Mexico and hoping to be able to claim asylum when they hit when they hit our border. And supposedly Mexico is not going to do anything about it. They're just like, nah, let it happen, because Mexico is currently kind of upset with us with the whole NAFTA. We might be having, some conversations taking place about renegotiating NAFTA. And so Mexico was just kind of quiet and letting this take place. And until I think Trump sent out some tweets saying, hey, Mexico, you need to do something. And then I know our Homeland Security stepped in and started talking to Mexico. And it seems to me like Mexico has finally decided to step in and enforce their immigration laws, which are interesting to me because immigration laws in Mexico are more stringent than U.S. laws. And they actually enforce their laws unlike the United States does. We just, whatever, who cares? So finally, Mexico has decided to step in. And so I guess the caravan has finally broken up. But that's what caused this whole National Guard going down the border. And at this point, they're like, well, we'll just keep the National Guard there until we get a wall. We should be protecting our border. And so this brings me to the NAFTA. And a lot of people are like, we shouldn't renegotiate it. But let's think about this. NAFTA was formed back in 1994. Okay, and that's like 24 years ago. If you make a deal with somebody 24 years later, you might want to be like, is this still a good deal? Like, do you still think it's a good deal? Let's talk about it, because a lot can happen in 24 years. The world changes. We have a lot going on with the internet, and there's a lot of trade taking places in different countries are thriving more than they were 24 years ago. it's time to renegotiate. So that's basically what Trump's saying. And he wants to make sure that NAFTA, in the renegotiations with NAFTA, that it's best for Americans. Because sometimes when you make a deal way back when, it might not be such a good deal anymore for Americans. And like our president keeps doing, he likes to put Americans first. So again, renegotiating NAFTA. Well, that set off all sorts of, we're talking trade wars, and China's freaking out, and because we're putting tariffs now, and tariffs are basically just a tax on imports. Countries do it to us. Countries all over the world tariff our goods. They tax our goods when we come into their countries. All Trump wants to do is tax China's goods coming into our country, put a tariff on it. It's literally just puts us on an even playing field. Well, now China's responding, and we're like, no, we don't know what to do. We're not going to do this. And so I bet you China, this is my guess. I think China wants to hope that our Congress won't stand strong with the president. And I'm asking our Congress to stand strong with the president. This man is a businessman. Right now we have a $500 billion deficit, okay, with our trade. Okay, who makes a deal where you're like, you know what? It's okay if I lose $5 billion on it. Let's just do it anyways. I lose $5 billion, no big deal. It is a big deal. And we have a businessman in the Oval Office finally that thinks, $500 billion deficit's not a good deal. It's not a good deal. So again, putting Americans first. And then, we have all these people that get upset when I say putting Americans first, because we've become a very sensitive PC culture where no one's first and everyone's in the same place at the same time and everyone gets a trophy. And it's pretty pathetic. Okay. There are winners and there are losers. When my kids race and, when we go for walks and we'll race the next mailbox, they don't all win. One wins, one loses. There are losers and there are winners. And also, when you put everyone on an even playing field, like a lot of the socialists in our country and liberals would like to do, put everybody on an even playing field, then you can't pull anybody up. And like I've said before, when you're all on the same playing field, no one can reach up. And you always, in your personal life, in your spiritual walk, you want to be able to have people pulling you up and you pulling people up. Because when America is able to pull other people up, when we're able to rise up, then we're able to pull other people up. And it's just always been something that has made America a beacon to the rest of the world, is when we're thriving, the world thrives. And so it doesn't matter if you're a liberal, Democrat, socialist, socialist, I have no hope for you, really. But the rest of you out there, as long as we are on an even playing field and we're not able to really help anyone else. And so we want America to thrive. Anyways, those are the hot topics right now. Trade wars, national border, Facebook spying on us. We knew this was happening. We knew they're censoring us. I mean, that's why I took a leave of absence, because they were hitting me hard. And I think that now we're going to see Zuckerberg testify before Congress. I'm hoping he's under oath. I don't know if he's going to be under oath, but I'm hoping he is, because I would love to see what Congress asks him when he has to stand before Congress, because I think this whole social media platform has just, I think Zuckerberg, it's outgrown him. He can't control it. It's become something that's just so big and so outside of his league, and we're witnessing it. I mean, they're selling our information. I mean, what are we, Nazi Germany here? Okay, where is the privacy anymore? We've got Google spying on us. We've got Facebook spying on us. We've got Twitter spying on us, reading our private messages. There's no privacy anymore. I mean, anymore, the Fourth Amendment's just like, but that is our right. We are protected under the Fourth Amendment to not be spied on. You have to get a warrant. So anyways, well, next up is my most exciting moment here. I am excited and thrilled because we have my first guest ever, guys. I'm Conservative Momma, so I'm super excited. Brandon Tatum is here with us, and I just want to read a quick intro about him. Brandon Tatum is a former Tucson police officer. He's become one of the most exciting personalities on social media and Facebook. He's gotten over 70 million views on just one of his videos. I mean, that's insane. Tatum has been featured on Fox Business, Fox and Friends. He's all over the place. He's big time, guys. He's real big time. Okay. And he's graced us with his presence. So Tatum was the spokesperson for Conservative Tribune. He's one of the most popular, which was one of the most popular online conservative medias online. Brandon has an avid media following. He's got an awesome personality. He's able to just convey kind of a convoluted message in a very clear, concise way. I started watching him over a year ago. I was like, this guy's got some talent and he needs to be heard. And others agreed. So I would like to welcome Brandon to the show. Welcome, Brandon.
Well, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. I mean, I love your show. I mean, you're so animated and exciting. And the fact that you're a mom and a wife is so encouraging. It's pretty cool. So thank you for having me. I think I'm just excited to be on here as you are having me here.
It's a lot of excitement all in once. I'm going to explode. No. Okay. Well, what I want to really focus on is I saw a video like over a year ago where you said that you were not going to vote Democrat again. And you were raised Democrat, you come from a Democrat background, and you just started speaking truth in this video. And it was like, oh, and I would love to for you to tell people watching, like, what got you to that moment? How did you, what is your journey? Like, what got you to think outside of what you were raised in?
Well, I think my whole life I've been a free thinker. You know, my mom would tell anybody that's watching this that I've always thought my mind, I speak sometimes out of turn, but she let me do that because she thought that was me expressing myself. And it really obviously helped me to have an open mind and always tell the truth. And then that led down a path of some things that happened later in life, which helped me with the transition from being a liberal, a Democrat, ignorantly. I'm not saying that I was politically inclined and I knew everything about it when I was a Democrat. I was ignorantly following the trends of, you know, I guess what people thought I should be. And I think that coupled with things that happened when I was younger and then things that happened when I was older helped me transition. So I look at it in like 3 phases. I have to give credit to God because I feel like God orchestrated this and he helped me see the light. But it happened in I would say 3 phases. When I went from college, and I graduated from a school in an all-Black community. When I went to college, the change of scenery, the change of environment and demographic really helped me open my eyes and it expelled, I guess, or dispelled a few myths that were in my mind, in my thoughts. And then I guess the next phase was when I became a police officer. And let me say, before I became a police officer, I got saved. And so I started going to church, I got baptized, I got saved. And that really helped me, I guess, further the transition or the transformation. And then when I became a police officer, that's when the light switch started going on. And there was a specific moment, I guess, I don't know if I would call it a crescendo moment, but there was a specific moment where the light switch went off. And that was, I voted for Barack Obama in his second term. I didn't vote for him in his first term because I did not want to vote for him just because he was Black. I hadn't even paid attention to his politics. The second term, I was still a little ignorant, but I voted for him anyway. I thought he was better than Mitt Romney. So, but when he started disparaging and talking trash about law enforcement and completely dividing the country on a matter that I think that he had the power to actually improve or to cause improvement in the area, he actually started going down the wrong path. And then other things started being exposed about the administration, started being exposed about Barack Obama. Some of the things my fellow officers had told me for a long time about who he was and what he was about, it started really coming to fruition, and I started to see it. And I decided that I was going to look across the aisle, being the person who evaluates things for myself. I figured that this is the chance that I need to really evaluate the other side. I did, and then the rest is history.
Wow. That's so cool. That is so cool. And I love the phases, because I think God specifically, like you mentioned, plays a huge role. I mean, I definitely think that my relationship with God draws me to conservative values on so many different levels, but primarily conservatism really pushes for the individual liberty. the freedom of the individual. And then when I think about Christ, how he says he would leave the 99 just for the one. And it's the focus on the individual and how important just one life is. And so that really resonates with me. And I love it that God played a huge role in your journey. Now, you mentioned some of the myths. What are some of the myths that you think you were told that you realized, no, I was being lied to?
Well, I think one of the biggest ones was the relationship that white people had with Black people. Like growing up in an all Black community, it was this animus that I felt that no matter where you go, no matter what, white people really didn't like you. Like they just really didn't want to be around you. It was this animosity. But when I went to college, I'm like, I'm dealing with nothing but white people on campus, and nobody cared. Nobody cared. Like people treated me or they, I guess, dealt with me as an individual person. And so when I started seeing that, I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I thought white people didn't really like Black people. I thought that we didn't get along. I thought that the culture was so different. And because of, I guess I don't want to bring up slavery, but because of slavery, there was this myth of white people not understanding who I was, as if I was somebody different from another planet. And so when I started realizing that, it started really breaking up the foundation of misinformation that I had. That was one of the biggest ones. And that was one of the shocking ones for me.
That's awesome. So did you, with when Trump came on scene, no, you were kind of were you new to conservatism at that time, or?
Yeah, I was still searching for like who has the values that I want or that I feel that this country needs moving forward. And this was me separating from the Democratic Party, being like, I mean, these guys are clearly clowns. They're social justice warriors. They're race baiters. They're pandering to certain people. In face of truth and honesty, they just divert because of their pandering. And so when I was looking at some candidates from the other side, I was very new in it. And I was like, I want to find a person, because I don't owe anybody anything. I don't owe Democrats, Republicans, I don't know nothing. I want to see who have the values that I want this country to have moving forward. What are my Christian values? Are you aligned with those values? And to be honest, I thought Trump was a joke. I thought, he's a celebrity. He's on here making waves, but he's not a serious contender. I like Ben Carson. He was smart. He had such an amazing story. The man is brilliant. He has accomplished so many things as an American all over the world. So he was a really good role model. I thought he was brilliant in just the policies that like a common sense approach, kind of like me with his policies and other things. And obviously he was a little too sleepy. I don't know what was going on with him, but he couldn't get the energy up to really contend. Yeah. It was a brutal game out there. But I went to see Donald Trump at a rally close to my house in Tucson. He came to Tucson, and I'm like, yeah, let me go and see. The rumors had, the way the rumors are portrayed is that he's a racist, and that Black people go to his rallies and they get beat up and spit on and all kind of stuff for no reason, and that he's spewing division. And that's what the thoughts was. And I was like, I never seen it. Let me go see it for myself. I need to rule this guy out, because he's obviously making waves. And Ben Carson had endorsed him at the time. So I'm like, let me go check it out. And when I did, I made a video that went viral. Trump shared it on his page. It went mega viral. And for a lot of people probably have seen it, but that was really what shocked me and really made me really feel like Trump is not as bad as they say he is. The real problem are the protesters. The real solution and the people who are loving and kind and want just what's best for this country are the people at the rally. And I didn't have any, threats, nothing like that. I mean, it was nowhere near that. So I decided that I was in more favor with Donald Trump than anybody else. I liked him because he was raw, uncut. He was honest. He didn't care what nobody felt. He wasn't a career politician. And he ended up just keeping the momentum going and inspiring me more and more. And I voted for him.
That's interesting when you talk about the rally, because I remember I went to a Trump rally as well. And I worked as I was a co-chair for my state for the Trump campaign. And I went to a rally, and I follow all these liberal journalists on Twitter because I need to know what they're saying. And I literally saw them, like, as Trump was saying something or just when he was talking, they literally like would quote half of his quote and send it out on Twitter. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And that should have been like the real awakening to me, like what we were headed for. Because I mean, now the people, I literally will have people regurgitate like ABC, NBC, MSNBC, CNN talking points. And I'm like, you're so misled. And it starts with these journalists that are literally, they're starting these horrible stories or misquotes or it's just a mess and then sending it out. And so it's interesting to me, like how you were being told all this horrible stuff was happening. And then you get to the scene and it's like, no. So I'm sure it's this whole journey has kind of awoken you to the media's role in all of this as well.
Yeah, that was another big thing with the rally that I learned. Not only did I learn the positive things about Donald Trump that they were lying about, even local media completely told a lie. And then I saw the national media because a guy got his butt kicked at the event, and it was a Trump supporter who was a black military person who ended up beating up a white guy who was running through. I mean, he had signs. One of them had the KKK mask on. I mean, they were being crazy. Now, I saw him get his butt kicked, and it is what it is. But the media covered it. But they didn't cover none of the other stuff that I taped. I recorded some stuff, just the way some of these people were acting. And another thing, this is another thing that I think everybody should know, is the things that the media left out intentionally. You know, at the beginning of his rallies, he would give a disclaimer and say that he has, and I was a cop at the time, I understand the law. He gave disclaimers at the beginning of his rallies and saying that he have, purchased, rented out the facility as a private event, and he reserved the right to make anybody leave if he decides to, and that is completely his right. They don't play that. He made a statement about how nobody needs to put their hands on people. If you disagree with people, you just yell USA, USA, or Trump, Trump, Trump. That's all you do. Let these people yell and do whatever they want to do. They don't play that. A crucial thing in Tucson is that the protesters were so bad, they had blocked the entrance. And so thousands of people couldn't get in and people couldn't get out. Even the media. A lot of us had to sneak out the back door, even the media. And that was such a dangerous situation we were in. And it was such a fire hazard. This was a life and death hazard, because if a fire broke out or something happened like that, I mean, people would be trampling over each other trying to get out a back door when we have every right to get out the front door. And to watch the media, crawl out like roaches and not even report on it, it was so bad. And I'm going to give you an example, and I'm not a cop no more, so I can disclose some of these things. When we have a major incident like say a school shooting or something like that, man, I shouldn't even say that because they're going to want to ban us. But if we have a active shooter situation, we have what we call an alpha beta deployment. Each officer is either alpha or beta. So when we have a major incident like that, they deploy alpha beta. That means everybody that's on duty has to respond to that scene immediately. That is worst case scenario. Everything is going to crap. Forget what you're doing. Everybody head to this location. Now, in this situation, it was so bad, we had a beta deployment. That means that half of the police department had to respond here because it was getting out of control and outrageous. And this information is coming from the SWAT team. And at the time, I was on the SWAT team. But I was hanging down there with some of my guys who were on duty working the event. And, I mean, they totally lied to everybody. And that was one of the key factors in really making me never go back.
They're still lying.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's nuts. And they're censoring and they're shutting us down, and it's ugly. Okay, so we're a year and a half in. Are you still pleased with your vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah, and I can't wait to vote for him again in 2020. I mean, I think I'm more pleased and I'm more eager to vote for him, and I understand the gravity of what's going on more than I did in this last election. Like, I think he's doing a great job. I think he's doing exactly what we voted for him to do, and I understand that he's not Jesus Christ, so he's not going to be perfect in his Twitters. He's not going to be perfect in getting everything correct. He's not going to be perfect in every decision he makes. I understand that. If I want perfection, then I wouldn't vote for nobody on planet Earth. And that's just kind of how I feel about the whole thing. And now more than ever, I see the man pursuing what's right for this country. Even in this recent thing where he's sending the National Guard to the border. I mean, what cowardice president wouldn't do? You know, who would not do that? Unless you're a coward, unless you're doing, you're fighting for political correctness. You have people threatening to just slap us in the face and say, we're going to walk right over your border. What you're going to do about it? And we know you don't have a wall, and we know you guys are probably short-staffed on the border. We're going to just walk right over here. What are you going to do, America? And I honestly believe that his pursuit, and the same thing, if I was president, I believe I would do the same thing. His pursuit to secure our borders is amazing. And that's why I appreciate him. And that's why he's going to continue to get my vote. I love it.
I love it. Well, Brandon, I wish we had more time. I could talk to you a lot longer.
Me too. Trust me.
I have to have you back on, because this has been, I'm sure a lot of people watching that don't see eye to eye on with me in Conservative Mom and what I believe and everything like that. I'm sure it's been refreshing to hear your voice and to hear what you have to say. You are such a gift to conservatism, and I'm so thankful to have you in this with me. So,
yeah, and I just want to add something. I just want to add something real quick. Two things. First of all, the censorship is real, and I know a lot of people, and I'm glad that I could come onto your platform because I'm in freaking YouTube jail. Because I made a video and I mentioned a young man's name, and you know who he is. And 1,000 people were watching at one time, and they completely cut the news feed right in the middle of my live feed. And they told me that I'm banned for 90 days for harassment or whatever. And they can't even explain why. I mean, because how can I fix what I did wrong if I don't know why? And they don't care to tell me why. And I've been as vocal as in all of my videos. It's just because I mentioned a certain person, they call it bullying. A second thing, let me see, what was I thinking about saying? It was the jail. And then also, I would like for anybody who's watching who don't typically hear me and may not even agree with you, is that just take a step back, slow down, understand that truth is more valuable than emotions. It's better to be right than to be popular. And I honestly hope that people will take a step back and say, they may not believe what you say, but verify it. If they don't believe what you say, they think that I'm lying and you're lying and that Trump is whatever, make sure you verify it. Make sure you do the research and prove your side to be true. And a lot of times I've learned that when you do that, you become more knowledgeable about your own side of the argument. So
that's my mission, is to find the truth, and the truth is not comfortable to hear. The truth is upsetting. And a lot of people that I tend to sway Democrat or liberal, they're very feeling, it's all emotion and all feeling, and that's not nice, or that's not friendly, or that's bullying, or it's all emotion. And then you got to set that stuff aside and you got to say, you know what? I want the truth. I don't care. I don't care if it hurts my feelings. I don't care if it emotionally makes me go to a not so good place. I want to know the truth. And I hope everyone watching, above everything, seeks for the truth, because the truth does set you free. It really does. It sets you free, and you immediately, it's like your eyes are opened. You suddenly see things that you could never see before, and it fires you up. I mean, that's why I do what I do, because I'm passionate about finding truth, and that's what I do. And I know you too, Brandon. That's what we speak truth, and you get hate for it. People don't want to hear it, but when you study history, and the people that did speak truth, they weren't the most popular in the room. So right. The goal is not to be popular. The goal is to speak truth, and people that are also searching for truth will gravitate towards that as well. So thank you. I'm so blessed to have you on, and we'll have to do this again soon.
Yes, we will. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. And you did a great job for 30 minutes.
Thank you, Brandon. We'll talk soon.
All right. See you later.
Bye. All right. That was Brandon. Awesome. So awesome to have him on. Very, very thankful for his voice. Oh my gosh. I'm so thankful for it. And I would definitely subscribe to his YouTube channel. Check him out. He's on Instagram as well. He's got a Facebook page, Brandon Tatum. He's got a personal page, but also go to his public profile page, because he's got stuff there. And he's also got a website. And what is it? Is it motivational? Brandon Tatum motivation.com. Oh wait, he's a motivational speaker. It's at the bottom. And I can also post that up later so you guys can find him. Definitely check him out. very, very awesome. Huge, huge voice for the conservative cause. And I hope that he continues to just flourish, and we need him. So to close out today, guys, because it's gone so fast, I've already held you up for 30 minutes, almost 32 minutes. I want to close it down with my mom moment really quick. So I love the new Roseanne. I've been watching it. Love her. She's awesome. Follow her on Twitter. We kind of tweet. When I saw the first episode, I could so relate to it. I don't know if people watching, but if you have also had family or friends that disagree with you politically, it has caused a major divide. And if you know the truth and you know the people behind this divide, they love it. They want us to stop talking. They want us to not communicate. And unfortunately, that has happened to me with some family. And it's been really, really hard. And after the Roseanne show happened, and I witnessed like Aunt Jackie or whatever, she's there and she's totally disagrees with Roseanne politically, but they're in the same room and they're talking. And I met with family this last week that totally disagree with me. They do not like Trump. They cannot stand him. They can't stand his politics. They do not like him. But it's caused kind of like that elephant in the room. So like when you're around them, you don't really talk about it. It's like this awkwardness, and it's like, and I'm sure people watching couldn't relate. I mean, we all don't see eye to eye. We all disagree. And politically, Trump is a fireball. He's going to cause people to not see eye to eye. I get it. And I met with family this last week, and we sat down and we just hashed it out. And it was a long conversation, but it was such a good conversation. And I encourage people watching to have that conversation. Don't let this whole political thing, politics and all that divide you. Don't let it silence you. Push further, push in instead of run out. Push in and say, you know what? We might disagree, but let's talk about it. We might not see eye to eye, but let's still be in the same room and joke around. We have to see each other for people in the first place, humanity. And we all are humans. We all desire to fix problems. And some of us don't think, fixing a problem a certain way. We disagree on how to solve problems. And I think that I just want to encourage people that if you have someone out there that you've kind of not talked to, or you're not, you're kind of avoiding because of politics, make that phone call, send that text, and meet face to face, because the goal is to divide us as Americans, and we shouldn't let that happen. And agree to disagree. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing. There's been this misconstrued idea in our country and in our world that if you disagree with someone, that you don't love them. And that's insane. If you're a mother of teenagers, you might disagree with your children, not doing the laundry correctly. Like, that doesn't mean you don't love them. You can disagree with ideas and thoughts and choices that other people make, and it doesn't mean that you don't love them. And so approach with love and reach out and make that conversation happen. So that's my mom moment. It's more of a me moment. But, anyways, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be back next Thursday here, Back Talk Live, and I look forward to seeing you guys then. Thanks so much. We'll talk soon. Bye, guys.